We have Two Lewis, Two is his name, and this is a multi-hyphenate exponentially. And we are, Jasmine said, I see. So we are going to have to introduce himself and share, you work on quite a few things.
Yeah, I do.
Some of the things, if we have time, that you work on, but what will be most interesting is your journey to where you are today. But first, tell us a bit more of what you're doing and all the things that you're doing today.
Whew. Breathing, that's the most important thing, honestly. But right now, my name is Two Lewis. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I moved to New York about 7 years ago. I was a COO of a music publishing company. Now, fast forward to now, I own a charter school called On Track Georgia back in Atlanta. We do after school summer camps, tutoring, mentoring. We have a 100% graduation rate. I have over 200 kids in college on full ride scholarships. Thank you. We just had our first two athletes, well, they go to the NBA. They went first round this year. And I had two athletes that went to the NFL last year. So I'm in touch with a lot of athletes, and it comes full circle because I used to be an athlete myself. Also, outside of that, I invest in a lot of different tech companies. I invest in a tech company called Credit Rich, which takes your loose change and helps you pay down your debts. We just closed our Series A. We're in our Series B now. Thank you so much. We have a crazy evaluation, so I'm just grateful for that. I run a TV and film production company. I had my first feature film premiere at Tribeca this year. It's been on a film circuit. We've won, I think, about 8 film festivals out of 10. The movie is called Color Book. It's about a father and son. The son has Down syndrome. And he's trying to learn how to parent again while losing his wife. My production company is called Take Two Entertainment, and I run it with my lovely wife, who's an actress by the name of Naturi. If y'all watch Power, she plays Tasha. And outside of that, I run a management agency. So I manage actors, athletes, directors, writers, and entertainers. That's what I do now. And
there's more to the list,
yeah,
but you already, you listed quite a few things, okay? Yeah. So with that, one, thank you, because you are busy. You have quite a lot going on. And because you have quite a lot going on, I want to talk about time management. I want to talk about support teams and systems. And then I also want to talk about your journey, because you are that entrepreneur that a lot of people see and want to be right where you are today.
Right.
But that took work.
And I didn't want to be here.
Okay.
I didn't want to be where I'm at.
So tell us.
I can honestly say, like, the only reason I'm an entrepreneur is because nobody would hire me. I wanted to go with, I worked corporate jobs. I worked for Nike after I was an athlete. I worked for Comcast and did the Universal deal. I worked for the Atlanta Falcons corporate for 5 years doing marketing. But after that, nobody would really hire me. I worked in music, which don't get accounted for a lot outside of music. But usually I'm always assisting people creating jobs or creating businesses since I was a kid. I did my first record deal when I was 17 years old. So I did my first $1 million deal when I was 17, but I was still trying to do what my parents would say is the right thing, right? You could either be a lawyer, engineer, a doctor.
He added engineer into the mix.
And
yes.
so, yeah. And so, ironically, I added doctor too last year. I just graduated with my doctorate. Yeah, it might be 2 years ago. I don't really talk about it. I just be doing stuff. Um, but I went to Georgia Tech for engineering, and so I added engineering, and I did my undergrad at Florida State, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna be a doctor. I did biology pre-med. So I was just checking off the boxes because I didn't really know what to do. I just knew I could be school was very easy for me. I always reverse engineer my homework or problems. I'm a problem solver, so I felt like school is the easiest thing to do because they give you the answers. They actually tell you what you got to do, and so it's easy to work backwards to see how to do it for me in my thought process. And so I just did what they said I had to do. But during that time, I seen a lot of my friends were not very motivated. They were like, oh, I want to do this, but then they wouldn't make any moves for it. And I'd be like, just do it. Like, you could do it. You're special. Like, I feel like everybody's special. And when I seen them not doing it, I was like, all right, look, this is our plan. We're going to put together a rap group. We're going to do this. We're going to perform at this talent show. I'm going to do this, all this stuff. I got up there. I was like, I'm not rapping, though. I suck. I suck. But put together a group and did the talent show, got our first deal, right? Same thing happened again. One of my best friends wanted to be a model, so he didn't know how to do it. We was in college. I created a modeling agency, did this whole fashion show, got him up here to New York, did all this stuff, but it was for him to do. Most of the time I create stuff is for other people, and that's why I got into management. I'm very good at putting people in position and making the connections to make sure that you can expand your thought process. And so the thing I found that came very easy is just helping people. My general basics is I love helping people. And so that's why where I'm at now, it's not because I plan to be here, it's really because I was positioned to help people. And even if I was back home and I was working at McDonald's, or if I was working at Burger King or even Chase, I would be doing the exact same thing. It's not like I'm doing something super fabulous. I am helping people scale, right? And I'm doing it by my knowledge, and I'm doing it with marketing tools that I learned. And so that's what I do. I implement marketing strategies. I see the pain points, I see the voids, and I figure out a way to fill them. And so I can do that in any company at any time because it's simple to me. And so that's kind of where I got it.
There was a lot there.
Yeah.
One of the things I want to touch on first is you solved your own problem. So you were having a hard time finding employment because you were also following the route that you were being advised to take. And that's a lot of us, right? Again, I was supposed to be the doctor, my sister the lawyer, we're not either. You added engineer, some of y'all have parents advising you to be engineers. That doesn't have to be the calling. But I love that you also use your natural talents and the things that were coming natural to you and created a business out of it.
Right.
You also touched on connections. You make connections for people. And that has been also a recurring theme, connecting people to opportunity, but also seeing opportunity in opportunity. The other thing that I do want to just touch on before we move on to the next question is you said school came easy to you. That's not everybody.
Right.
But I do want to highlight, even in my own experience, I felt like school, you had a syllabus. There was a plan. You knew what was coming next. It was adulthood. That to me, it was a cheat code.
It's a cheat code.
Yes. Okay,
Adulthood
we do need to
hard.
further double click and double tap on that. It is a cheat code. The plan is set for you. Just follow the plan. Is adulthood where you don't have a syllabus. There isn't a plan. There aren't classes. You're not told where you're supposed to be.
Right.
That's when things get a little interesting and difficult. But with all that you're doing, time management has to be a thing.
Right.
Someone asked earlier, when do you all sleep? So tell me about time management for you.
Sleep is important. I'm getting my sleep. I don't play about sleep. I need my 8 hours, no doubt about it.
But when are you getting those 8 hours? Are you like a 9 to what's that happening?
Probably 1 in the morning to 8.
When the world gets quiet.
Yeah, when it gets quiet. That's probably the time. But I do say like the most important thing that you can do is to pay yourself in time. That's what a lot of people don't do. Like when you wake up in the morning, before you give yourself to your kids, your family, anybody, if you're set to come to work at 9, and you know you gotta get up at 7, right? Wake up at 5, right? I promise. Wake up at 5. Set your intentionality for the day. You know, do something healthy, whatever that may be. Pray, meditate, whatever frequencies you need to be on.
Work out.
And set your day, plan your day. A lot of times as people, we're used to energies creating what they want our day to be. And so the first thing you read on your Instagram is something negative, you got to work backwards to get happy again, right? You got to work backwards to try to fill yourself up. You have to be intentional about filling yourself up before you can go deal with the world. The world is hard. It's hard to just be alive. Not even alone, working and everything else, dating and all these other things you can add to it. So you really have to really focus, fill yourself up. So that way when problems come and all these things come and they may arise, you're able to, it doesn't deplete you because you're already full. If you don't do that, and you wake up and just go by the day, like the first thing, and you haven't filled yourself up, you're already depleted. And now you're working against yourself and you're driving with the brakes on for the rest of the day. So be very intentional and be selfish about, making time for yourself.
That's going to have to be a quote. Gift yourself in time. Pay yourself in time?
Pay yourself in time.
Pay yourself in time. And to refer to doing that in the morning before the day gets started, but I would say fit it in where you can.
Yeah. Because people start taking after that. It's nonstop after that, but and definitely it gives you the chance to plan out the rest of your day then, because you can say, all right, during this time I'm going to focus on these things, or during this time I'm going to focus on these things. And even if something do come and mess up the mix, you're not so off your pivot because you have a strong foundation.
So you must also be good at time blocking.
Yes, I am.
What is time blocking?
So for me, I'm very good at my management time is this time, my production time is this. I'm building or I'm giving back to the school at this time. I'm very good, and my wife be like, no, I need this. I'm like, I'm busy. I'm out of here. I try to run as fast as I can because she know, I love her so much that she know that I will bend it and I will come, but I try to get out of there as fast as I can because I know she'll mess up my time block that I need, and so just trying to balance that and, making sure that you can, set your time and set your attentions.
Very good. Okay, so you mentioned your wife, but what I want to talk about is a support system, because it's impossible to be as successful as you have been in all of these things without the right people in your corner. And yes, that I would say starts with home and having that home balance and the energies good there, but also for each of these business endeavors, I imagine you have strong people in place. Yeah. So people want entrepreneurship. They aspire for entrepreneurship. How does that look in your worlds with other people?
I think I need other people. I don't do anything alone. I try not to do anything alone, being honest. If I'm a community person, I was raised by the community. I was raised up by my community. The 100 Black Men of America took me in. I have adopted parents who took me in. So I'm very big on community. And I think that, with building teams is something I'm very good at, but it's hard when you're in new places and you're learning people. And so my whole thing is figuring out what people do best, right? I don't need people that need to do everything. I just need to figure out what they do best. And I try to implement them in that system for what they do best. And then they can learn things over time, but it's all about building a team. You know what I mean? Even in marriage, I always say figure out who you need to win your championship. What's your version of the championship, and figure out the partner you need. Do you need somebody that can rebound the ball all the time? Do you need somebody that can pass the ball? Or do you need somebody that can shoot the ball? You got to figure out what works with you for the type of player that you are. But you first got to learn how to know yourself and what you bring into the table. And that's how you got to do it in business. In a business, you got to know what this business stands for, what you need, what you're really bad at, and admit it. Like, look in the mirror and be like, I can't do that.
Self-awareness is key.
I cannot do that. I'm not on time, or I'm not this. Like, get somebody that's gonna hold you accountable, or get somebody that's gonna be able to do these things where you fall short. And even if you can't pay them, a lot of people will come on the journey with you if you have a powerful enough why. If you have a powerful enough why, people will come on the journey with you. And your intentionality it's not about you, and they see you're selfless, a lot of times they'll grow with you, right? And you just got to do right by people. I feel like you always got to do right by people, because whatever they do against you is not between you and them. It's between them and God. When you have that meeting with God at the end, you gotta have that conversation about, this is what I did when they did this to me, and you don't want to be looking crazy.
So you went into the partnership thing without me even asking you, but that is something I wanted to touch on. So you highlighted what we have heard again and again, which is also the power of a good network and people who are around you. I love that you love getting your 8 hours of sleep, because being busy doesn't also mean that you're sacrificing sleep for it. I still, from you, want to hear, you touched on what's important to you from a relationship perspective, but also you would not be as successful as you are if you did not have such intentionality in terms of who you partnered with.
Right.
So for our young men, our young people who are trying to figure out what partnership looks like, what advice would you give them?
So partnership should look like, partnership should actually really look like how I look at it is like, what value can you add to somebody else, first off? I never try to look for people that add value. I try to see who I can add value, or what adds value to them, right? Because that's more a successful strategy to get people to come with you, right? If you can add value to them, they'll be more willing to add value to you. And I think a successful partnership looks like a good yin and yang. Like they can be able to take something away, and you can take something away. Like, I have an assistant who, depending on who I'm meeting, I probably would never announce him as my assistant, right? I always announce him in what he wants to be. And so he's a film director. And so when when I'm meeting anybody in a room and they're like, who is this? I'm like, oh, he's a great director. This is what he does. He's my assistant. This is his job and he's getting paid for it. But I always try to position people for not where they just at, but where they're trying to go. Because it's very important to where you're going in your company to help them. Because it's a lot of people who are not going to be the CEOs, but they'll be a great CMO or a great COO or a great director. You know, everybody doesn't dream to be a CEO, honestly. It's scary, you know, and so you got to kind of get to knowing what people desire, what they want, and try to bring the best out of them and bring the best out for your company as well.
I was going to highlight that. What makes you such a great manager and such a natural manager is that you're looking to highlight people's strengths and positioning people for opportunity. And that is needed, I would say, in partnership, personal and professional. So I love hearing how you have been able to power your own potential, and I do look forward to a longer conversation with you. Because
make sure you follow up.
Oh, follow-up is key.
I always follow up.
Yes.
You know, before you do anything, you can get all the numbers in the room. I know everybody, it's not that many people in here right now, so you should probably have everybody contacting here. Because I always tell people, before you leave, introduce yourself to 5 people. I always get 5 contacts. But the biggest thing about that, follow up. Before my first tour with Lil Bow Wow when I was 18 years old, the guy told me, he was like, look, what I want you to do when you go in any room, when you talk to any executive, make sure you get their email and follow up. And I've lived by that since I was 18 years old. And you don't know how many opportunities and jobs I got just because they were like, oh, I was thinking about you. You were right for this. You were right for this moment, or you were right for that. And I was like, it was just right on time, God, because I needed it, you know? And so make sure you follow up.
I love that. That's a great way to close, because that is something that Joy and I talked about at the very beginning of today, that today was also right on time. So I want to thank you for saying yes, and thank you with all that you have going on, personal and professional, because we have babies months apart.
Yes, months apart.
Thank you for showing up and saying yes. And also, before I forget this piece, to mention tapping into people's why and the things that motivate them, because if you're able to feed that, people are more likely to say yes.
Yes. Create a good why. If you don't have one now, use AI. Tap it all in. Make it concise. Make your why.
Help me find a why.
And your elevator pitch. Because what y'all don't realize, for me, not from being from New York, but being here, New York is a super city. It has superpowers. It's the city with the most millionaires in the entire world. So you could have a millionaire from any vertical imaginable. And so if you're in the right elevator at the right time, or on the train, or A train, C train, 3, you can meet so many different people. So make sure your why and your elevator pitch is together, and things can change. It's so many opportunities just by having a good why and a good pitch.
Go do it. All right, thank you so much, too. All right, so